Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the NA MX-5 Season 8 finale with Real Rookie Racing. We've got the Charlotte Roval here, and the times seem to be pretty spread out among the field. It looks like there's one driver who has put in significantly more practice and is a solid second faster than the next guy. We'll see if Soup manages to hold it together and run away with this one, or if the increased tire degradation and the fuel load plays a factor. Tonight we'll have two 30-minute reverse grid races, so the winner of the first race is going to have to start from the back of the second race. So we will let qualifying play out here. Base Cannon will be joining me shortly, and we will go from there. We'll see if my game crashes because I have to tab out here for a second. It looks like we are okay. So, we'll see what goes on tonight. I know Soup has been significantly ahead of the others in the practice session. However, there was a good chunk of the field relatively close together. I'd say probably 10 drivers within a second or two of each other, and then there's a couple stragglers out towards the back who haven't had the opportunity to put practice in. So far, we have 20 drivers online, and I do expect for there to be a fairly full grid tonight with everybody in attendance for the race. So, we've got our main stream here. We will be broadcasting on both the Techly Racing and the Real Rookie Racing channel as normal, and go from there. We'll let these guys get some outlaps in. We will jump on board with some of these guys as they proceed with their following laps. It looks like Pogo is out on his first lap here. It looks like I've got Jawa joining me. Hey, Jawa.
Good evening, Josh. How are you doing?
Oh, not too bad. Just ready to watch some carnage and chaos.
Aren't we all?
Yeah,
Aren't we all?
The Charlotte Roval, I mean, I haven't really driven it on AC, but on iRacing, it was a pretty hectic track in some places with some of these chicanes.
Oh, most definitely. I was driving earlier today on iRacing, and it was tough to say the least, and it always provides some really close racing.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like Pogo is going to be the first one to set the pace here with the 32. However, it looks like Reb's coming through here hot with purple sector 1, purple sector 2. But it looks like people are starting to knock them out as these laps go on. So we'll see. It looks like Reb had a cut in the third sector there, so unfortunately did not manage to get a lap together. So we'll jump around here a little bit. We'll put the auto cam back on and just watch some of these guys fall into place and jump in with some hot laps later on. Got a ping on here. Gotta find it. And it was nothing to do with what's going on now. We've still got 20 minutes per quali session. Fuel rate, I believe, is on either 6 or 8 times, or tires are on either 6 or 8 times rate. I believe fuel is set to 200% burn. So we will be expecting a pit stop in this, or in both of these 30-minute races back to back here. I believe Base Cannon is going to join us here in a little while. We've got some teamwork already on these quali laps with these cars, but Spike and Dan working together, pushing themselves. Actually, it looks like Spike and Nick pushing each other around the track here. Now, I believe we will be expecting a nighttime race during the actual race session, or at least a dusk race transitioning into nighttime. During the practice session, it was almost entirely dark. Got a couple of people tuned in so far. Thanks for tuning in. If you guys like to get on the track, feel free to hit up the Discord if you're not already a part. You can find a link in the description. We run races Monday through Friday and every other Saturday on iRacing. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday we'll continue to run series on AC. However, on Thursdays we are currently putting our open wheel series on hiatus due to low attendance. Looks like Soup's out on a flyer here. So we'll tune into him. He's got a purple sector 1 going on. Pogo sets a 1:31.3 as the current fastest lap of the session. Duke did manage to get into the low 129s during practice. So there's still plenty of time on the track as Soup goes for an absolute drift through the chicane there. We've got Seb with a purple sector 1 going on as well here. But he did not improve through sector 2. So we'll hang on this lap with Soup here and see what he can put together. Looks like a 1:30.5 and jump back with Seb, who is up on his lap time. See what he can put together here. Air temps are 23 right now, and the track temps are 28, so it is pretty warm on the track for these guys right now. We got Seb jumping to a 1:31.1. Try and keep an eye out around the field. We've got 20 cars on track tonight. And I'm anticipating we might have a few more show up. Max Yang is out on a hot lap here, putting up a 1:33.7 and getting a time on the board. It looks like everybody's going to have someone to race with today at the very least. We've got Mogo and Soup are battling it out at the top here. We've got our very own Butthole currently sitting in P9, but I believe that he will have some additional pace as the laps go on here and he finds a little bit of time. Knowing him, he's probably sitting with a full tank of fuel and just letting it burn through quali. His time should keep improving until his tires go away from him. Jump around here, find somebody who's on an improvement here. We've got Mogo currently up about 4/10 just through sector 1 of this lap, so we'll see what he can pull together here. Setting the purple sector 1 and still gaining on his time. No improvement through sector 2, broke a little early going into the chicane, or earlier than he normally does. But he's currently only 5 thousandths off of Soup. So if he keeps this one together through these final corners, the last chicane, he will jump ahead of Soup, at least for the time being. Looks like he had a cut in that third sector, so the time did not count. We will jump around a little bit more and see if we can find somebody else on a flyer here. We got Seb Bellew coming out of the final parts of sector 1, currently up 4/10 on his best lap. Setting a purple sector 1, beating the one Mogo just set by 0.08 of a second. And gaining a ton of time going through sector 2. We do see Soup has set the fastest sector 2 time, however there is a cut on that, so that will not count on his lap. Seb with the personal best sector 2, not quite at the point of that cut, but only 4/10 off. Still gaining a ton of time, currently on pace for a 1:30.3, which would jump him to the top of the leaderboard as well here. Got a couple guys starting on flying laps here with both Mogo and Soup out on flyers. We got Seb Bellew coming across the line with a massive improvement up to a 1:30.286 taking tentative pole position. We've got Soup out on a lap, but he is just getting through sector 2 and doesn't have as big of an improvement. There's a moment in front of him with another car, unfortunately, that made him lose a lot of time there. Mogo just comes across the line with a 130.1, taking the top spot away from Seb by about a tenth of a second. Jump around the field here, see if we can find somebody else out on an improvement. We got Max Yang currently up 1.1 seconds. This is going to drop him into the 131s and be competitive in that second group of cars here. So we'll keep an eye on him, make sure that his lap comes through clean and his improvement comes through. Lost a little bit through that chicane, but not too much. Coming around the final corner. I'm a little surprised some of these guys aren't finding someone to draft with on these qualifying laps. Given the amount of time that you can gain with a little bit of bump drafting. Unfortunately, Max has a bit of a moment going through the final corner and does not improve. We'll jump on board with Mogo, who is currently set the fastest sector 2, but unfortunately seems to have lost that time on the exit of the chicane there. We'll jump through a little bit more. We got Seb flirting with his delta through the final corner, or actually through turn 1 here. Hang on for a lap with Seb, see if Mogo comes through with an improvement at all. It does look like on the live timings page that he was up. However, in the actual simulator, it was not an improvement. Looks like Seb has lost a little bit of time coming through sector 1, so we will jump around the field a little bit more here. We got Pogo up 0.3, flirting with those 130s, seeing if he can find a little bit more time and get him up in the sub 131 with the guys ahead here. Pogo's coming around hot through the final corner here. He's got to be just on the edge of the draft range of Bullet ahead of him here. Gaining about 0.4. Let's see if he can hold it together through this last chicane and pull a lap together up to half a second off his PB, dropping down into the 130.8. We will jump through the grid a little bit more here, see if we can find somebody on an improvement. We got Scrub224 is not on an improvement. Horatio is just starting a flying lap.
I feel pretty intelligent. I was talking the entire time and my mic is muted.
Looks like Base Cannon made it to join us here. So we got 3 broadcasters for this finale event.
How are we doing tonight, gentlemen?
I'm excited for this one here.
Heck yeah. Charlotte Roval.
Yeah, Charlotte Roval. Plenty of carnage, plenty of chaos. We've seen plenty of people spinning already. We've got Sam out on an improvement of 0.2 coming into the final chicane. See if he can hold it together here. Carry the speed through. Improvement of about 0.13. No improvement on position, but an improvement on his lap time. Gaining a ton of time through T1, though. Let's hang on board with Sam and see what he can pull together here.
Looks like he figured out that you can just hold third gear around turn 1.
Yeah,
which is it's a deceivingly long corner because it's that long uphill. You know, kind of it's like a stable camber, but it kind of starts to, you know, as you get over that bump, it starts to lean over to the left.
Yeah, turn 5 is also very deceptive with the uphill. You get so much compression on your front end. It can carry a lot more speed through there than you'd think.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, it looks like Sam's fallen away from his time here, so we will go back through and start jumping through. Dupe's out on a flyer here. Up 0.2 through the start of Sector 1. Looks like he's dripping back a little bit, but he did get down to about a 129 flat in practice. We'll see if he can find that time in quali here.
Lordy. Soup cooking.
Maximizing the track limits through that corner.
Oh my goodness, 1 foot on the one or two wheels on that inside lip, which is not necessarily like smiled upon by the generally by. Oh wow, he's got a purple middle sector with that effort though. Wow.
Yeah,
Let's see what it can give it.
22.4. Yeah, get those tires down on the apron. While it's legal, he still has tires on the track. It makes the car so unstable with that difference in camber on the corner. It's like he is improving, but it's not going to be enough to jump a position. Oh, wait. I guess my delta there was off. He jumped up to a 129.8 on that lap. But I only saw a 0.2 improvement down here, so. Jump around the grid a little bit more, see if anybody's finding some time that they didn't have before. We still got just under 8 minutes left in our qualifying session. We got Daniel with a 0.8 improvement out of the Sector 2 chicane, going around the final bend. Almost a full second now, getting down into the 130s easily. We'll see if he can hold it together through the chicane, carry the speed through. A little bit more time lost than I'm sure he would have liked, but still an 0.8 improvement jumps him ahead of Pogo into tentative P4 with 7 minutes remaining. Horatio is in the pits. Posh, Max, and yeah, Megamew out on an improvement here as well with a half second up so far going through the first sector alone. He carries that speed I was talking about through T5, which it looks like he did. He managed to avoid contact going through T6 and 7 into
That
T8.
was scary, man. Oh my goodness.
Not maximizing the road on the inside there.
Definitely seems like he's taken that corner a bit better in the past. Soup with another personal best drops about 0.4 off his previous best effort. Wow.
Yeah, I think he's only about 3.5 off of his best that he set in the practice session. So we'll see if he can manage to pull one together here. But it does look like Megamew is up for an improvement, according to the Delta bar there. Unfortunately, the CMRT broadcast showing no improvement in Sector 1 and Sector 2 just means that he was faster through there with a cut. It doesn't differentiate the cuts from the clean sectors. He does have an improvement here. Jumps up to a 132.1, which is going to give him plenty of people to fight with here. We'll keep cycling down. We've got Sam up over half a second coming through this final corner as well. On the very edge of Horatio's draft there. We'll see if they can manage to pull him through and jump up the grid a little bit.
Sam with a big improvement here if he can carry that momentum.
Yep, that's going to drop him down to 131.794. Only about 0.03 of a second off of Max Yang's time. Already an improvement through Sector 1, but let's make sure we spread the attention around here on this finale. Looking for anybody out on an improvement. Soup must have just teleported the pits and left. Deb is down time. Pogo is not on an improvement, but he might just be starting a flyer, so let's hang on with him and see if he can pull something together here. Looks like he's coming right on the back of Scrub here in front of him. It was only a half a second off his time, so hopefully it doesn't hold Pogo up too much. Maybe you can make a little bit of use of that draft. We see the wide entry into T5, and I'm a little... or the wide entry into T4 and 5, and I'm a little perplexed. Just because you can carry so much speed through there if you take that corner tight and let the car drift out on you. Looks like Pogo is down a little bit. I'm going to toggle on the auto cam here.
Yeah.
like Jawa's not feeling the greatest tonight, so he's gonna
Oh,
jump
I
out. So it's
just now
just the
saw
two
that.
of us.
I did just see that. I saw that Jawa was gonna. I didn't hear him if he did say anything, but Jawa, thanks for hanging out for a bit. Hope you start to feel better. Coming around to Bullet in the last couple minutes here, last few minutes, I should say, of our qualifying session.
Yep, Bullet does not have a lap time up, so we'll see what his initial lap looks like here. So far, Sector 1 and Sector 2 both clean, pretty competitive with the cars just ahead of him, based on the sector times here. Sector 2 does seem to be hurting a little bit, but Sector 1 is hurting a little bit, but Sector 2 is nice and quick.
Yeah.
Rose
he's actually
that chicane there. A 135 manages to jump up to 17 ahead of Dan, M Black, and Rick.
Already making big gains going into Sector 1 as well, which is nice to see.
Yep, I think that there's about 2 seconds to find based on his sector time there. I'm wondering if he just slid a little bit, lost a little bit of time. You can see that he's just carrying a lot more speed this time around, as that delta just continues to tick down. Little tap on the wall unfortunately sends him off the track, losing a bunch of time there. So we'll let him set his mind at ease. We've got Soup out on an improvement again. Big improvement through Sector 1 here. Half a second up on his best and still gaining rapidly.
Soup gonna put it in
the wall there, unfortunately.
Purple
Loses a
Sector
ton
1.
of time.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he lost a lot of the momentum when he tapped the wall, so we'll jump
Oh,
down,
that's a shame.
down a little bit here.
What? Oh, wow, as we see a lot of traffic slowing Seb down. Seb seems to always find the traffic in a very unfortunate moment. I do have to wonder what's going through the head of Mogo right now. I don't think we've seen him out on track too much in the last... I mean, I know we saw with 10 minutes ago, we saw him out on track for a little while, but for the moment, we have not seen him out on track. I wonder what he is thinking about as he's been chilling out in the pits.
Yeah,
Is he satisfied with P2?
Yeah, I mean, knowing Mogo, I'm sure he's pretty happy with where he's at. Comfortable with P2, just waiting for the improvement. Based on the practice times, that is a pretty safe spot for him to be for P2. Looks like Soup is not carrying the same momentum through as he did previously. But we'll let this jump around for us a little bit here, as we see Bullet coming through the end of Sector 1 with a nice clean line.
Just about 10 seconds to go with our session, so anyone who has not crossed the line, if they aren't doing it now, they will be done with their qualifying lap, if and when they cross the line. You see most of our drivers, as the session comes to a close, have already returned to the pit lane. Mr. Max Yang crossing the line now is our first driver to officially finish the session.
We'll let the autocam just finish out the qualifying session here, as we see Soup trying to take advantage of a little bit of tow from Scrub 224 and get even more of an improvement, up 3/10 coming through the final corner here. Maybe we will hang on with him, as him and Scrub will be, I believe it's Scrub at least. Might be somebody else in front of him. It actually looks
It's Posh. I believe it's Posh.
Yeah, it looks to be Posh. So we'll see what kind of a lap Soup can set.
Woo. Soup. Well done.
Losing a little bit of time here, unfortunately.
He did get almost. He just set a 29.2. It looks like he may have cut the lap, though.
Yeah,
so,
I actually see.
It will not count.
I actually see cuts in all 3 sectors on that one.
Nice. Beautifully done, Soup. Well done. Was that an invalid lap? Yes, indeed it was, Mr. Soup. I see Mr. Rev174 noticed that the EU time slot did about 20 laps. Was letting the drivers know to plan for that. Seb commenting at that this will be an crazy race. I could not agree more, Mr. Seb Bellew. This will be great.
Yeah, this is going to be a wild one for sure. I know the plan is for people to have to replace tires and fuel during this session. However, with how these Miatas run, it might be able to make it through the full races without having a pit stop. We'll see if the strategy comes into play here or if they're able to just make it through. I didn't pay attention to the EU race, so I don't know exactly what to expect.
How many minutes is this race going to be?
It is a 2x30 tonight.
2x30. My goodness.
Yeah, 2x30.
Man. So this is going to be, yeah, I was going to see, yeah, if that's a minute and a half lap, it's going to be 20 to 21 laps, depending on who's leading and how fast they're going. If Soup is doing sub 130s, though, they might do 21 laps. But we will see. They will definitely have to go into the pits for fuel.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
like you said, otherwise these Miatas do so well on their tires. It's just about pointless to change them, even in such a long race.
Yeah, and I think it's an 8X tire wear. So that's the only reason that
take whatever I just said back. Completely take that back.
that's the only reason why I
Disregard.
considered that. So I'm going to drop this here since it is time for the race. We can jump back to here. It looks like they're starting halfway back. So we've got Soup in P1, Mogo, Seb Bellew, Deadly Daniel in P4, Pogo in P5, Horatio P6, Posh 7, Grub 8, Rev 9, Max 10, Sam 11, Megamew 12, Woohoo in 13, Spike in 14, Left Sync Handle Aaron, Bullet, Don Grealish, M Black, and Rick Nicholson. As the lights are about ready to go up here, we will work our way back to the front and see how this goes.
4 red lights, and we're green.
Looks like Pogo was sleeping on the start there, unfortunately. Lost a position
That is
immediately,
wow.
however, has
big
plenty
contact.
of time.
Lots of contact.
Yeah, I see some bumping. It looks like Aaron is the only one who is truly affected by that and sent to the back. We got some rubbing his racing.
Woohoo Man and Sam.
Yeah, looking at the speed of those collisions, it looks like some bump drafting right off the start here.
Oh no! Seb Bellew hard into the wall off the chicane. Loses 3rd position, drops back into 5th.
Looks like
Soup with a clean getaway.
Somebody cutting through the pits here with Dan.
I see Pogo. Pogo going through the pits.
It looks like Pogo went through the pits. I'm wondering if he jump started and had to serve a drive-through penalty.
If he did, he's done a really good job of serving it because he's already back out on track. So well done, Pogo. If that was a served penalty, that was well managed.
Got Horatio looking for a move on Daniel here.
Ooh.
And Seb Bellew like just behind.
They're gonna be dicing it up on the oval section of the track.
Yeah, they're dancing.
So we see Rick Nicholson, Bullet, and Megamew. I see M Black spun around. Megamew spun around at the exit of the infield, getting up onto the oval. Megamew and M Black both getting back onto the track as we see Horatio holding position. Deadly Daniel right in front of it.
We got Seb Bellew right behind Horatio with Deadly Daniel in the lead. They're so close together. But we're keeping an eye on the back here as well because Sam is only a 1/4 of a second back from Max Yang.
Seb Bellew eyeing up the move, but keeps his nose clean. A big contact with a few drivers. Max Yang seems to be, unfortunately, caught up in that Woohoo Man. Got caught up in that Sam S. Max Yang. Lots of drivers caught up in some action. And as we see some more, Spike with Max. Spike seems to be off the track at the moment. Holy moly. Action all over the place. We got two big groups of cars at the moment, and a couple of other drivers spread out. Our leader and our last place cars just crossed each other at the apex of turn 1 and what is that, turn 5?
Look at how close this pack at the back is with Max Yang, Left Syncano Bullet, Pogo, and Dan Grealish. Rick Nicholson also joining the battle here. Don't want to miss too much here, so let's jump back and see what we can see happening back here in this second pack. Everybody else ahead, other than that front group, which I'm keeping an eye on the timings, seems to be real already starting to spread out with their pace here a little bit, as we've got more contact coming through with Dan Grealish and Rick Nicholson. Left sync handle comes through and collides directly with them. Bullet also coming through, and unfortunately there's a pile up in the chicane here, as a lot of positions lost, waiting for everybody to spread back out. We've still got Max Yang on the attack of Sam here after his little incident earlier. We've got Pogo about to make a move on Grealish here, going into T1, keeps it nice and clean over the curb and into the initial sector here. We're going to jump back up to Max Yang, who's on the attack within 0.2 of a second of Sam coming through the corner here.
Oh, big slide.
Managed to catch that car as Horatio makes a move on Daniel up the timings board. And Rev 174 has joined the fight as well here. So Horatio and Daniel have fallen back a little bit from Seb.
Ooh, we're 3 wide on the banking. We're 3 wide, gentlemen. Be careful. Wow, what a shot. That's fantastic. Are you kidding me? Look at that. Mazda Miata Racing. Here we go. Rev 174 takes the commanding lead of this group here. Cleanly into the chicane, all 3 of them. Wow. Fantastic driving. And we've got Posh. Oh my goodness.
Posh has joined the party
right
back
up the
here.
rear. Holy, he's got some momentum too. Lord almighty.
Aaron K making a move back here as well. We're going to see that move made clean and jump back up to Posh, who's currently right on the outside of Deadly Daniel, coming into the final chicane. He backs out just before the chicane, doesn't want to go too wide through there. We see some wall contact from everybody in this pack coming through the line here, just carrying so much more speed than they're used to with that draft.
It's pushing them all to go faster, though. I'm sure a lot of these guys are now setting their fastest times. We also see Mogo with the fastest sector 3, but only by 1/100th. So keeping that gap with Soup, maybe even learning a thing or two as he goes.
Looked like Aaron K was about to make a move, but jumped back a little bit. We've got Rick Nicholson half a second back, but it looks like our closest fight on field currently is Max Yang, Pogo, and Sam, along with those guys from P4 all the way back. It looks like Horatio had a moment, unfortunately.
Oh no, we missed it. Oh no.
As he falls back and joins the fight that we were actually just about to start watching here.
It looks like all 4 of them got caught up in that. Seb, Rev, Posh, and Horatio all have a big gap between the 3 of them now. Seb coming out the cleanest out of all of them. Unbelievable.
Yeah, so Pogo has made his way through the front here, trying to figure out where the track cam is best, just because the drone camera angles here are a little hard to manage. So we'll use what's built in. We've got Pogo made his way all the way up to P10 after the drive-through and getting jumped at the start of the race. He is right on the bumper of Sam here.
Oh, he's running pace to run up with those guys on the podium right now. So if he can keep it together, unlike that massive slide he just had.
Yeah, remember he did quali like P4 or P5.
This is true. He's running great pace right now. I'm excited to see everybody else on the leaderboard except for Soup. Soup's down big time on his current lap, but... Oh, wow. Mogo's made up the gap. He's pulled the gap in by about a second here to the leader, Mr. Soup. But we're following along with Pogo, keeping his excellent form of pace, coming through the infield of the Charlotte Roval, going back out onto the oval itself. Man, these cars really, they have so much, for such light cars, they have such a crazy amount of grip, and seeing them fly around the track like that is just fantastic. So, thank you, Real Rookie, thank you, Techly Racing, thanks for hosting this event. Always a great time watching the Miata guys fling these things around whatever track they happen to be at that week. Remember, mid-race, join Triple R, Real Rookie Racing, Discord in the description. If any of this is interesting to any of our viewers here, come join us on Assetto Corsa. We also have an iRacing League that happens on Saturdays.
Yep, and we are seeing the pack spread out a little bit here. We've still got a couple close fights right now. We've got Pogo just behind Sam. Let's see if he can manage to make a move in this next lap or so.
Whoa!
As they get real close together coming through the corner. And Pogo manages to sling his way just barely past him coming through.
What a
But
move.
Horatio has managed to catch up to the fight here as well. So I'm going to jump on the middle car of the back, Sam here. As we see three of them. As Pogo fell back.
Pogo went wide. He did. He went wide and slowed down. Looks like he gave up the position due to gaining an unfair advantage going through the overtaking corner, which is fair on him. Also offers us some good racing to watch.
We see Bullet further back, closing that gap down. And Mega Mew on the attack. Oh, Dan Grealish here. So we'll pull up his hood cam coming through here. It looks like he's going to make that pass cleanly. We jump back to Dan Grealish and see him slot into position.
Oh boy, Nick Rickelson and Bullet seem to have made some big contact getting back onto the oval. That's an unfortunate circumstance there. I believe those are our 19th and 20th place cars.
Yeah, and it looks like Horatio has jumped into the pits only 10 minutes into the race. I'm wondering if that is the play for him, is to go light at the start and then fill up
mega
for the rest.
Oh, we see a slow car on track. What has happened? Who is that? Oh my goodness.
I believe that was Posh.
Posh disconnected from the server.
Yeah, I wonder if Posh is lagging.
Oh, that's extremely unfortunate. You really hate to see that. We also see Spike. And who is that? Oh, Horatio. I believe that's Buggy. Buggy has gone into the pits as well. So a few of these guys. Oh, as we see Nick Rickelson and Bullet making contact again. Nick into the pit lane infield, unfortunately, getting back on the track. So we follow Pogo with CMS, making their way around in 9th and 8th place. Still have yet to see our 3 leading cars pit as we see Soup takes another fastest lap, 1:29.6.
Yeah, Pogo chopped a lot of that curb there, but didn't gain an advantage, didn't gain a position on him as he tucks into that rear corner of draft.
You have to wonder if Pogo and Sam know. I mean, I know Pogo has just so much more pace as he takes the wide line, jumps across the curbing there. Don't know if that lap is going to count for Mr. Pogo. I would happen to guess. Probably wouldn't, but
it looks like there was no track cut on that one. Just looking at the live timings board here.
Excellent. Well done maintaining the limit of the track there by Mr. Pogo and Sam S. You would happen to think that these guys would probably try to work together once they got onto the oval section of the track, knowing that it would give them a distinct ability
We got Woohoo Man joining the party here as
Woohoo
well.
Man, yeah. Woohoo Man. Getting to fall into the clutches of Sam and Pogo. Making Pogo go the wide way around the track, making him crash into the wall, losing control of his car shortly. Losing momentum as well. Woohoo's gonna survive the attack from Pogo.
Yeah, we'll see that spread out a
We'll
little
catch
bit. We'll
back
jump
up.
on board with Horatio, Mr. Butthole himself, as Mega Mew does not appear to have his lights turned on. Fortunately, most of this track is fairly well lit, but coming through Sector 2, or Sector 1 there, the lighting is a little bit lacking. We'll see if Mr. Butthole can make his way through. And around Mega Mew here, as we see a wide drift through the chicane. We see Rick Nicholson in the pit.
Soup and Mogo still going on their first stint. You have to wonder if they'll go to the 15-minute mark and then make the jump halfway through.
Yeah, either that or maybe they're hoping the tires are going to last the whole time.
Seb Bellew, third place driver, crashes. Rev passes him for third place. Oh my goodness. Exiting the infield and getting onto the oval section.
And Scrub 224 manages to make his way around too. That's a costly mistake, lost him 2 positions, and Deadly Dano quickly closing the gap here, just due to the raw speed difference that was lost there. We can see him coming around just 2.5 seconds back at this point.
Oh, as we see Scrub make a big mistake going into the chicane. See him hopefully exit safely. Daniel was able to smartly navigate the chicane and not carry too much speed to go into the back of Scrub or into the side of Scrub. So well done to Daniel. Gained another place. Working his way back up. The final podium position is up for grabs. Rev is holding on to that at the moment by about 7 seconds. However, Seb's on the way. Whoa, big moment. Sam S.
We got
Woohoo
Soup
Man now on the
coming
back.
across lap traffic, having to slow down a lot as he drifts into that wall, fairly wide there.
Bullet now on the back of our leader.
Allowing Mogo a little bit of time to catch up here. Let's see, it looks like Woohoo Man is currently closing the gap down on Sam. Coming through the end of Sector 1 onto the oval.
Oh, Sam S into the wall a bit. It's going to allow Woohoo Man up the inside on the oval. It will give Sam the opportunity to slipstream. We'll see what he's able to do with it. They also have Pogo's catching right back up, gaining a second per lap. Just about. Ooh. Big truck by Woohoo into the corner. Oh, gets real close to the wall. Loses a bit of momentum. Sam will have his number as Pogo. Now within a second of these two.
Yeah, he's not quite in that draft range, but he is carrying a little bit more speed. He did duck
he's going
all
into
the way
the
down on the apron, but he's stopping for his pit
going
stop
pit.
here. A little over halfway through the race here. And with our double headers, this is going to be a reverse grid. So while Soup is at the front pretty substantially, he's going to have to fight his way through the traffic to get back to that position during race 2.
Sam S did just make the move on Woohoo there into turn 2. We did just see that as well. Max Yang not far behind in 8th place. Max Yang. Well done by Max so far. Let's see if he can hang on to it. Really well done by Max.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see where these pit stops come in. Unfortunately, the live timings doesn't track them quite how we want them to. So it doesn't always show the pit stops how they were actually taken. So it's not a reliable source to see who has already pit.
That is true. I can see here on the live timing. Is that what you mean? The live timing page? It's not
Yeah.
accurate.
Every now and then, like looking at Horatio on there, it says that he's pit twice.
Yeah, same for Pogo. That's strange. Oh well, he took a pit. He took the pit stop, like the drive-through, so he's gone through the pits once.
Yep.
So I guess that would be. I guess if that counts, then that counts. But
If
still,
this is accurate, there's a lot of people who still need pit. It
Why
looks
don't
like
you,
Max Yang had a moment here.
Oh, we're gonna see Pogo back into the top 10. Well done. Soup is dealing with some lap traffic as well up in P1. He's got Spike up on the outside of the Roval. Just gonna let him through.
Definitely
Spike
a little
almost
bit of
into
a
the back of the
scary
lead.
move there.
Whew.
We saw Soup cut into the racing line, just into the braking zone, which if Spike hadn't been paying attention, that could have been a big problem there.
Well, and Spike did have to save the car a couple times from going sideways, so well done to Spike to maintain that. A little risky from Soup, but he wasn't. He was going to go for the move. He figured he had the pace around the corner, so.
Yep, we got Horatio here in P8 after his pit stop, looking for a move on Rev 174, who has pit, according to live time. It's as has Seb Bellew directly in front.
Soup and Mogo still going around track. No pit stop yet.
With Horatio up 3/10 on his session best lap here of a 131.8, so he's on pace for what these front runners have been putting together.
Deadly Daniel and Scrub into the pits as we speak. Sam S will pass them. Sam, it does appear, has yet to take his pit stop. He will only be out a little bit in front, if he is at all in front of Sam S in front of Deadly Daniel when Daniel comes out of the pits here. Scrub seems to still be in the pits. Losing positions, Max Yang into the pits. See Sam. Oh, Pogo, no! Pogo!
Unfortunate contact with Pogo. And then Mega Mew comes through as well.
Oh, extremely unfortunate. Hopefully he doesn't, as we see, let's see, Soup is up on his best lap time. Still stays out. Mogo is into the pits. Mogo is into the pits, looking to undercut Soup in the last 10 minutes of our race.
It looks like the closest to an attack here is Pogo, looking for a move on Mega Mew through Sector 1. It looks like Mega Mew has turned his headlights on, so people can see him through that Sector 1 where it's a little scary. As Pogo tries to go around the outside and gets a little bit of contact there, bouncing off the wall. Looking for that side-by-side into the chicane. We'll see if he can manage to hold it together. We've seen him make this move before, but he does slot in front of Mega Mew here, allowing both drivers to get through. Unfortunately, Pogo carries a little too much speed, probably unsettled the car going over the curb like that. And side-by-side they go again here.
Oh, as we see Horatio also make some contact with the
looks
wall.
Like out the final corner there. Unfortunately, we got Scrub also looking for a move on Woohoo Man here.
Oh, he's going in for turn 1. Let's see.
And it looks like he backed out of it, didn't want to cause contact into that traffic jam at the start there.
Pogo is through on Mega Mew.
Yeah, Mega Mew starting to fall back here a little bit. Left sync handle closing up. I'm wondering if Mega Mew had a bit of a moment here as they are making it side by side through here. I'm going to jump back up with Scrub up above or up ahead here. However, We've got a three-man battle coming together for this P11 spot right now.
Also, looking at what Soup has been having as Spike is now coming out of the pits. Mogo might have the undercut here on Soup. I'm not sure. He might. He just might. If he's able to keep up the lap time and he doesn't get slowed down by lap traffic, he may have an opportunity to win this race. We're going to find out soon.
Yeah, it looks like the gap
Soup.
is a 127. Their lap times are fairly comparable, but Soup does have a faster best lap of the session. The gap right now is about 26 seconds. And it looks like Sam has entered the pits from P6. We'll see where he comes out. Probably close to P10, P11. Just based on the gas, but he is actually on the move already, leaving the pit as Scrub has a moment coming around the corner. Unfortunately, Pogo does happen to make it back as Rev is right on the bumper of Seb Bellew here.
Soup is in the pits. Soup is in the pits. Our race leader in the pits.
Yeah, Soup has closed down into the pit lane. I don't think that Mogo is going to have the opportunity to get in front off of this pit strategy alone. As Soup
we see Soup's already moving
on the move.
Oh, Mogo, Mogo and Nick. Oh, Mogo and Nick made contact. Oh, Mogo's off and sideways. Oh, heartbreaker. Deadly Daniel now in third place, by the way. It has to be said. With Seb Bellew back into fourth place and Rev in fifth. Horatio in sixth, Mr. Bogey.
Yeah, it looks like
this grid is shaking out.
Yeah, it looks like everybody has made their pit stops at this time. So we will see if anything comes to be. Scrub 224 is right on the rear of left sync handle here. There's been quite a few moments in this race of people losing contact. We've got Soup coming up on more lap traffic. Like he's coming up on the back of Mega Mew here into the chicane. And I'm going to jump up to that one just in case something happens as Mega Mew goes out into the wall. Fortunately, no contact with Soup. We got left sync handle in the pit lane, allowing Scrub 224 to make it through clean. And it looks like the closest gap for us to keep an eye on here is going to be Rev coming through behind and on the attack of Seb Bellew, who is only 1.3 back from Deadly Daniel. If Deadly Daniel goes a little wide, takes a little too much curb, this could turn into a three-man battle for the podium here.
It's true. We do have a race. We have a race on our hands. Oh, as we see another driver spinning out, getting back on the oval.
More cars. It looks like M Black there has spun out in the chicane. We got P6 Horatio coming through here behind him as well now. Rick Nicholson in the pit. And we've got Rev just waiting patiently for that gap, potentially using the draft from Seb to try and close that gap up to Deadly Daniel.
These three are doing a really good job as they have to manage who are they working around right there. It appears to be Dan Grealish they're working around right now.
Yep, and Deadly Daniel is just ahead of these guys. We see him in that green number 60 car just ahead as Seb is closing down that gap slowly with 3.5 minutes to go. And judging by where Soup's position on the track is, there is going to be 3 more laps of this race for anybody who has not been lapped. So it looks like we will end up with a 20-lap race as Rev closes up on Seb. I'm a little shocked that there hasn't been a little bit more bump drafting, a little bit more teamwork to try and close up these battles for this podium position here.
Agree. They're fighting it out fairly, but you would expect, especially the Miatas.
Woohoo back here, they're looking to make a move on Sam as well. I'm going to jump back because it looks like he is making this one stick around the inside, coming into the chicane. We'll see if he is confident enough to hold that line over the curb, or if someone backs out. And it looks like Sam has slowed a little bit, letting Woohoo stick that pass. He's going to look for that opportunity later to take that position back. And we'll jump back up with Rev, as it appears Seb has lost quite a bit of time here on Deadly Daniel. Last time we looked at that gap, it was under 2 seconds, but it's back up to a 3-second gap. And Deadly Daniel had a personal best sector 3. However, everybody was clean through here. So I'm not sure where that time went. Unfortunately, we were paying too much attention further back. We got Sam making a move on Woohoo as well into the same chicane.
Oh, Woohoo spinning, no!
As Woohoo has a moment, and Pogo makes his way through. Unfortunate for Woohoo there. Although, knowing Woohoo, he is having a blast and will be happy with that top 10 finish, as long as he can hold this together. But he has a 17-second gap to scrub behind. 26 seconds. It looks like the timing just updated, so there should be plenty to go there. We've got Pogo closing in on Sam in P7, and Rev looking for that move on Seb still, as they enter the second to last chicane out of sector 2 and work to push towards that podium position. Race 2 tonight will be that reverse grid race. It will be just as chaotic, if not more chaotic, than this first one.
Another thank you to our viewers and people who have tuned in throughout the night. We got one more race after this, like Josh just said, but 1 more minute left in our current race.
Yeah, looking at Soup's position, he's just come through the Sector 2 chicane. He does have plenty of a gap to Mogo. If he wants to, he could probably call this race at lap 19. However, knowing him, he's going to keep pushing and get that extra lap in for everyone so these battles can continue.
See Spike making contact with the wall, going into the chicane behind, what was that, Aaron K, 45.
The Rev's looking to make the move here, but we've got Max Yang closing in on Scrub 224 as he starts his final lap of the race. We'll see if he can manage to fight for this top 10 position. However, Duke is making his way around on his victory lap with a 20-second gap to Mogo in P2. A pretty dominant performance from both Soup and Mogo in this race. We're looking at a 40-second total gap between P1 and P3.
Seb and Rev will have 1 more lap to duke it out. Daniel is being slowed down by Bullet, so as Daniel hits the wall hard, Daniel's around. He's out. 3rd place. Now up to the fight between Seb and Rev. Oh my goodness. The final podium position. Who could have seen that coming? Unbelievable. Action all the way to the finish line.
Yeah, unfortunate for Daniel, but we do have a absolute battle for this final position. I fully expect Rev to just send it at some point here.
He's got to be playing it smart, knowing that the slipstream, while he may be able to use it, it will be used against him if he goes too early. It's going nice and wide, using as much of the track as he can.
Yeah, if I was him, I would follow as close as I can up to that final chicane and try to slingshot around and spook Seb to the outside and make my way through. As Soup sets a faster lap than he did in qualifying with a 1:29.440, or was that might be identical to his qualifying lap?
I believe it's either identical or just a couple thousandths faster. If that is the case, as we see the first part of the oval, Soup, or sorry, not Soup, Rev, a little bit behind.
Coming through the first chicane here, we've got Mogo has finished his lap.
Ooh.
And these are the next finishers of this race. We've got some guys finishing a lap behind, but these guys are battling for this P3 position. We'll see if Rev can manage to make a move, but it looks like he may have fallen a little too far back from Seb, unless Seb makes a mistake, takes too much curb. But it looks like this is going to be the final position here with Seb, Bellew, and Rev coming in P3, P4. We still have cars on track. Deadly Daniel is still going to hold out for that P5,
Yeah.
followed by Horatio.
Wow.
And then
Just a
it
second
looks like
gap
we've got
between
Bullet
the two.
finishing his lap as well, but he's going to be a little bit further back. We got a battle between Sam and Pogo for these last positions.
They both
There's
go wide.
almost contact, but they went a little wide for P7, P8. They were fighting
Oh my
within
goodness.
thousandths of a second of each other. We've got Dan Grealish coming through. We've got M Black coming through. We got one more driver to finish out this race with Woohoo Man, who is just
Woohoo
sending
Man.
it and going to jump the leaderboard up to P9
man.
here to finish out race 1.
What a race. That was unbelievable. Oh my goodness. What? I'm almost speechless. That was insanity.
Yeah, that was an exciting final lap there with Rev looking for a move on Seb and with Pogo looking for that move on Sam for those final positions. This next race will be reverse grid. So anybody who is not sticking around or who has not hung around for the race, there is a second race. We do see some drivers who have disconnected. I should probably drop an announcement and make sure they are not under the impression that this race is over. Looks like Pogo has rejoined. Let's see if Rick and Posh, actually Posh dropped earlier due to connection issues. We'll see if Rick rejoins as well here.
Rick did appear to retire with a few laps to go, so I'm not sure if he will be rejoining us. He seemed to be struggling quite a bit, so let's see.
I must have missed the retirement there.
No worries.
Yeah.
We were doing some real good commentary, so I didn't want to slow the pace down there.
All right, so we'll see what comes off race 2. It will be that reverse grid. We will start out with our... Why can't I move my camera? Oh, that would be why. Got our winner Stoop here, hanging out doing donuts at the first corner. Chaos. Race 2 should flip over here any second. I'm sure the overtime is set a little bit longer to allow some of these guys to finish their laps. And there we go with our overtime ending. The next session, everybody will grid up in about a minute here, and we'll start this second race. Now, what I found interesting was where they started on this. It was almost allowed for a rolling start, even though it was a traditional race start with the red lights.
Yeah. It is basically a rolling start. It's just with full action going on. Excited for race 2. That was incredible.
I could be one of those F1 cameras that sticks out of the guardrail.
Hell yeah.
Yo. As I make everybody watching nauseous with my camera controls. I didn't do it. And here's us in our TV truck. We will send ourselves back to the grid here and jump to the new front of the pack. We've got M Black, Dan Grealish, Bullet, Mega Mew, Spike, Aaron K, Left Sync Candle, Max Yang, Scrub224, Pogo in the purple car back here. We've got Sam S, Horatio Butthole, Deadly Daniel, Rev 174, Seb Bellew, Mogo, and Soup to round out the bottom 3. So we'll see if these guys can manage to make their way up to the front. But we have the lights just going up. 10 seconds to start here. Got M Black to start. There is a little bit of contact immediately. We've got Pogo brushing up with Woohoo Man. More contact a little bit further back as our front runners seem to make it through cleanly. We follow up with the back of the pack here as we've got Mogo and Soup fighting their way through. We will switch back to our track camera now that we do not need that overhead anymore. And we will watch these battles go through as they cross the start-finish line for the first time. Our leaderboard will adjust itself a little bit. Try to find the best track camera with the least amount of blockages so we can sit on that for the majority of this race here, as there is a lot of contact back at the start here.
Oh, wow.
Sam unfortunately makes through almost more contact with Mega Mew. We've got Soup at the back even further. I'm wondering if he either had a moment or he was the cause of that, making his way by. Now the other guys in front, we're going to jump up with Pogo, who's only 2/10 back from Scrub towards the front of the field, fighting his way
Bullet
through.
caused another pileup. Bullet caused another pileup. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, big pileup at the start of the oval. Oh goodness.
Like other people
Bullet
are
got-
making it through here.
Oh gosh.
Lots of close
That was a
battles.
tough
We got
one.
Spike making a move on Seb. Unfortunately, there is contact. Seb does maintain the position.
Oh,
We got
another
Mogo
pileup.
closing in, and another pileup just behind.
It was
Looks like
Dan Grealish. Dan
Looks like a
Grealish
little
got the
bit of
worst end
contact,
that.
but nothing too severe. We got Pogo and Scrub closing up on M Black, who has managed to hold his lead for the first lap. There is almost contact between Pogo and Black as Pogo and Scrub both make their way through. We got Left Sync Handle just behind, looking to make his way through as well. We got Spike making a move on Seb. More contact behind. Seb slow through T1, unfortunately blocking traffic.
Oh. Soup's already up to P10. Are you kidding me?
The Soup makes his way up to P10 fairly cleanly as far as I can see. Made his way through the carnage that has been caused with the reverse grid races, as is tradition. We've still got Pogo 3/10 back from Scrub. We'll see if he can manage to get ahead and hold it. We've got Soup pushing through Horatio, holding the inside just along the inside of Spike here. Almost contact. He's got 2 wheels on the apron, which can really unsettle the car if there is a little bit of contact. Fortunately, it looks like they did make it through cleanly.
Soup's sending it.
As Spikes brakes hard and Horatio gets the back end of that one and tries to make his way back out, but he did fall back to P14 alongside Max Yang in P15. So they will be fighting for position as well. We got Scrub crossing the start-finish line with the fastest lap of the race so far of a 1:33.074, holding back Pogo, as Pogo is patiently waiting for his opportunity to strike. However, I would probably try to get through as fast as I could, knowing the pace that Soup has and the fact that he still has to make his way through traffic. As Pogo does make his way through. And we'll see if he can hold it together and keep pushing on. We'll hold on to this until that gap is at least 1 second up ahead, and then we'll jump back the rest of the grid. We've got Woohoo Man making a move on left sink handle. It looks like an M Black. Woohoo making that stick with the classic Real Rookie Racing logo all over his car. And Mogo has made his way as well past left sink handle.
Oh,
Watching that fight between Black and Woohoo as they are rubbing side by side through the bank, and Rev making a move further back on Mega Mew through the same part of the track. Mega Mew tucks in directly behind for that slipstream into the heavy braking zone. Almost major contact, but manages to make it through cleanly. We got Mogo still fighting. Soup has managed to catch up all the way here. Let's see if Mogo can manage to hold a defense against these guys here.
This is unbelievable.
As they pile up with the braking.
Oh, Soup can't do anything, and Soup can't do anything, and left sink handle is going to get the move on Soup.
It's getting boxed in there. We've got Mogo looking for that inside line. And
Soup gets super boxed off.
Behind. Good defending. I'm not sure if it was intentional with some of these guys. It is. Some of these guys are pretty fresh. And we've got contact with Black and Aaron. We've got Soup trying to find his way around left sink handle. He's going to stick his nose up the inside, brake late. See if they can manage to hold it together on the track here. And it looks like they did manage to get through cleanly. We'll see if he can get through this wall, this corner here. We've seen him hit this wall several times in qualifying, losing a ton of speed. And left sink handle manages to make it through cleanly with Soup. And he ducks down onto that apron with those two wheels on the apron.
What an overspeed he had too. Look at the gap he already is holding, even with that slipstream now just starting to take effect for left sink handle. Left sink handle doing a great job.
Yeah, we'll jump back up with Rev here, who looks to be making a move on Spike. He's braking late and eating the curbs. He managed to make that one stick. There's already a gap spread out here as Horatio and Daniel are also right behind. Pogo has set the fastest lap with 131.2. Spread that gap out in front of Scrub to 0.8 of a second. See as Mogo and Soup close down. We are already 7 minutes in to this session. We'll see how this one plays out.
Oh, Woohoo hit the wall. Turn one, he's falling back. He fell back a little bit. He's losing a little bit of time to Soup. Let's see if he defends. Soup goes for the move up the inside. Soup through.
Ton of overspeed on Woohoo going through there. We'll see if Woohoo can manage to hold it together a little bit and stay on his bumper, applying a little bit of pressure, taking advantage of that draft. But in these cars, that draft is only about a half-second gap, so once you spread past that, you are pretty much SOL when it comes to gaining the advantages of the draft. We got Max Yang closing in hard on Sam. We've got a lot of drivers with their headlights off. As there is contact with Max and Sam. Sam goes way out and waits patiently for his opportunity to rejoin as cars end up making their way past here. The track is starting to spread out a little bit. We've got Horatio back in P14. Looks like he had a bit of a moment as well, looking to make his move on. Looks like this backpack is the closest running pack on the grid right now. We've got Seb Bellew 0.8 back from left sink handle in P6. And Soup setting a 129.7, which is significantly faster than the best lap of this race by our current leader. Looks like he is battling with Mogo at the moment, at least on the live timings board. They were side by side going through T1. So we'll jump on board with Soup here because this should be a pretty decent battle. I know Mogo's not going to give that spot up easily. Grub is closing down on Pogo for P1 as well. We'll open that in our sidebar. We've got Rev as well closing down on Seb Bellew. Lots of action going on. Wish we could do some picture-in-picture. There's a huge pack in the back, but I don't want to miss this move on Mogo from Soup. But All these
See,
cars
M-
are
M
super
Black.
close together.
M Black had a moment all by himself, so no worries there. It seems he was on the back of the Horatio and Max Yang group with who was that? Sam S. Yes.
Yep.
See, Pogo and Scrub are doing a great job, but P3 and P4 are hunting them down at the moment.
Yeah, I haven't been
Incredible
paying
pace.
attention to that total gap here, but if I go up to Mogo here, and I open that gap from Mogo to Soup, or to,
Oh,
maybe I need
did
to
Mogo
switch
make a
that.
mistake? Did Mogo make a mistake? He must have made a mistake. Soup made it
Must have made a
past him.
mistake.
P3 already.
So we will switch that up here. Unfortunately, we looked away for a moment. No, he missed it. He must have taken the inside line, a late break into T1 there.
That does appear to be what happened.
We've got some spots we can jump around here. We've got Rev and Seb fighting up onto the back of left sync handle further back here for that P6 battle. Deadly Daniel closing in hard on Aaron K, sending it up the inside of turn 5 and turn 6, holding it clean, leaving plenty of space here. We'll see if Aaron can manage to find anything else, but Deadly Daniel is trying to hunt his way up towards that pack with Seb Bellew and Rev looking at the rear of left sync handle. We will jump back to that and keep an eye on this Pogo Soup gap as well. We are already 11 minutes in
Seb.
as Seb sends it way wide, blows down, and lets some of these guys through here. I think he took some evasive action there and seemed to miss his brake pedal.
Oh wow, what a slick move by Rev there. He does himself overshoot the chicane a little bit, allowing Seb to get back up the inside for turn 1. He's going to use that momentum advantage. Carries a little extra speed into turn 1, but manages it well. Turns his lights off going into turn 1. Unbelievable. Looking for left sync.
I'm hoping that was an accident, turning his lights off like that.
We're gonna hope so. Seb Bellew, everybody. Within just a couple tenths here. Oh, as he starts, left sync handle goes a little wide. Allows Seb Bellew to make the move around the outside. Rev looking to do the same thing, following around, going too wide on the banking. Seb Bellew beginning to already form a gap, as these two are going to duke it out on the banking.
See that Soup has
Scrub.
closed that gap down to Pogo from P3
Yep,
to
Scrub's
P1
going to be the
6.
Scrub's going to be the first sacrificial lamb to try to slow down Soup, and we will we'll see if he can give him some fight. Seems like it'd be Soup making big contact with the wall. Mogo not catching up to him. Oh boy, now heading into turn 1.
His left sync handle has fallen back about a second. We'll see what this gap looks like. Looks like Mogo is right on the tail here, but Soup does have the pace. If he doesn't have too much damage, which is turned down, he should be okay.
As long as he doesn't make too many other mistakes like that, he can keep his pace up. He should be good. But
As we see, Rev had a moment out of the final turn
and
and ends
what
up
a
falling
shame.
way back here, unfortunately.
Very unfortunate. Mogo.
Got Mega Mew and Rev.
Soup!
But it looks like Rev has slid out again.
His rears just jumped straight in the air. I don't know if you saw that. That was insane. I don't know what just happened. He's already moving again, but jeez. Oh, poor guy. Looks like his rears just completely locked and then hopped.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they were hot from his spin out of the final turn there, or out of the final chicane.
Must have been something having to do with that.
As we got Pogo still holding strong in the front, being consistent, being safe, separating that gap to Scrub, who will, as you mentioned, be that first sacrificial pawn to Soup, and try and hold him back long enough that Pogo can make this one stick. Looking at the last lap time, though, it looks like Soup was about a second and a half faster than Pogo. So unless something happens, or Pogo or Soup makes a major mistake, this isn't looking too good for Pogo. But he's still in a really good position for that P3 spot.
Absolutely. And we'll see. Maybe he's able to in a situation where he's able to defend against Soup. Maybe he's able to hold him off. We have yet to see the Pogo versus Soup battle. So I'm excited. Soup is already on the tail of Scrub here, so we'll see how things go. Looking at the inside, back into the slipstream. Gonna try to avoid contact. Does a good job there. Lots of contact in that group.
A little wide there.
That group fighting for the P10 position. Having a lot of contact, but Horatio.
As Daniel manages to make it back past the left sink handle for that P7 position, Soup is ahead at the moment. Coming through the final chicane, it looks like Scrub is touching his brakes there a little bit more. A lot of speed.
Pogo goes into the pits. Pogo goes into the pits. He goes for the undercut.
We got Mogo about a second back from Scrub here as well. We got left sink handle about 3/4 of a second back from Deadly Daniel. And Sam
Pogo
about 3/4 of a second back as well. Seb Bellew has also dipped into the pits. Pogo still P4, but Mogo looking for that move on Scrub here.
Woohoo Man's also right on the tail of Pogo. Pogo looks like he's holding on to the position just barely. But he did a great job. We see some wall contact there between Pogo and Scrub. Scrub's still in P2. Pogo and Woohoo Man both off the track at the moment. That was a strange one. Wonder what happened there.
I think they had a little bit of rub going through the corner there.
Unfortunately. Pogo, truly that was the last thing he needed, as we see Mr. Max Yang exiting the pits and Bullet coming in.
We got Scrub dragging in Mogo's toe here. Probably trying to gain that time back to Pogo and have that fight for P3 after his pit stop.
I think he's doing an excellent job of that so far. Scrub, I don't know if I've met Scrub before, but doing a bang up job of holding on to the pace of Mogo here in the slipstream. Woohoo Man now into the pits.
As Pogo is still in a comfortable lead for less than 20 seconds back from Scrub. I can't recall what the time loss for pits, but we do not have a pit speeding penalty for entering the pits without slowing down. So I'm sure some of these guys are taking major advantage of that and just flying in until they can find their pit box.
I think if Pogo avoids traffic, which at the moment it looks like he's going to, if he's able to just set clean laps, just run 31s, Soup, that's all he's been able to do at the time. And Pogo was ahead of him before the pit stop, so I don't know. There's some strategy workout is going to have to happen here. I know Soup's overall pace should catch him up by a couple seconds here, but man, something's telling me Pogo has there is a shot. Oh, as Soup's only traffic at the moment does get out of the way, goes into the pits, that would be Dan Grealish.
We got Scrub also dropping into the pits. Soup's last lap was a 130.2 and Mogo's last lap was a 130.4. We will have to see where Pogo comes through in relation to Scrub here. Just watching
Scrub
the
not
live
moving quite
timings
yet.
page to see where he starts moving. And Pogo is making
Scrub
it
is
through the
not
chicane,
moving.
so it looks like this is
Oh.
going to work out in Pogo's favor.
Scrub is not moving yet. Just now starting to get moving, it looks like. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it
Very
looks like
unfortunate for
a
Scrub.
long stop there. As we got Deadly Daniel closing in on Pogo. Daniel has not taken his pit yet. The only one in the top 6 who has pit is Pogo at this point.
And Daniel does get a great run on Pogo's. Pogo goes wide. Daniel taking advantage. He will be. Oh, they are. Oh man, You know what? At this point, I think the gap is just a bit too big.
Yeah, it's about 28 seconds from Pogo to Soup here.
It's a little more than a full pit stop. So I would happen to say, unless something catastrophic happens here with Mr. Soup, I would say he's in a good position at the moment. Mogo also doing a great job back up into P2 as he was last race. The gap is a bit smaller due to all the carnage and craziness that's happened. But
yeah, Mogo dipping in the pits with 10 minutes left here.
Mogo looking for the undercut
for another lap. This Pogo within a half second of Daniel. I do expect these last guys that haven't pit yet to pit later on in this stint.
Ooh, Mogo already on the move. He was only stopped for about 7 seconds. Looks like Deadly Daniel going into the pits. Pogo not going to have the momentum or time to be on the back of Mogo. That's quite the gap. But Soup, interestingly enough, still on the infield. Pogo and Soup about to cross there, passing each other on the opposite sides of the wall. Soup, no other people hitting the wall. Seb and Scrub making contact. Oh, Scrub has fallen back all the way to the back of the pack. Oh my goodness. I don't know what's happening here.
He had a long pit stop. Longer than I would expect, at least. We have Sam on the back of Mega Mew here as well, coming into T1, going into that infield part of the circuit.
Horatio into the pits along with Spike. Max Yang will pass both of them. Looks like Soup will lap both of these cars shortly here.
And Soup has dipped into the pits.
Soup.
He should also have a very short pit stop, but I'll be curious to see where he comes out in relation to Mogo. Has he stopped yet, or is he already moving?
He is not. He is not. He's just now stopping. His pit box is at the very end. 1, 2. He should be moving again momentarily. Mogo will be right with him. Mogo's going to be right with him. Soup's not moving. Soup's not moving yet. Oh, Soup's not moving. He said, "Oh God," in the chat.
He's got a problem.
He's got a problem. Tires take forever.
Changing tires.
Oh,
this is going to allow Pogo through.
Pogo's going to be, if not through, right with him. He's going to have the momentum. He's just got to keep it together. Come on, Pogo.
As he pushes through, he comes in right behind Soup. Unfortunately, Soup gets out in front of Pogo. That was
a 4/10 gap. Is unbelievable. Wow.
Unbelievably close. But Sam looking for that move on Mega Mew still. He makes it entering the pits. Flying past. We've got more drivers entering the pits. 7 minutes to go in this race still. The gaps are pretty spread out, but we should see some battles continuing out of the pits. We've got Pogo falling back from Soup already, but he's got to be happy with that podium.
Man, if I was in Pogo's shoes, I'd be super happy with that podium. He's doing a great job. See Mega Mew in the pits. Mogo now with the question of if he'll be able to hold on to the end of the race.
Yeah,
we're gonna find out.
There's only 6 minutes left. Judging by his position on track, there's going to be about 5 laps remaining, unless he decides to slow it down a little bit here. We got Deadly Daniel here as well, looking to make a move on left sync handle.
Left sync handle all the way inside the apron. What the hell is going on here?
I think
is he going into the pits?
He might be a little unfamiliar with what the track layout
No, it's a
is,
pit
but
lane.
he is taking the pit lane
Pit lane
entrance.
entry. That is more than fair. That is how you enter the pit lane, to be fair. On the apron. Let's see. Left sync handle Bullet in the pit lane as well. Mega Mew still in the pit lane, unfortunately. Woohoo Man's going to be coming around the corner.
Yeah, Megami is moving now. Bullet is also pulling out of the pits. They'll be fighting at the back here. Trying to see if there's any closer fights. But it is not looking like it at the moment. Looks like the closest gap is between Seb and Daniel at the moment. Maybe Sam looking for closure on Stoop or on Scrub here. But Stoop has closed that gap down to Mogo to under 10 seconds at this point. We won't have the comparison lap time here since Stoop just left the pits, but I will pull this up so we can see that gap at the bottom of our screen as they continue to drive.
Deadly Daniel with another... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, Pogo has fallen back quite a bit, but he still has a comfortable gap to Deadly Daniel behind him there. As long as Pogo doesn't make any major mistakes and maintains his consistency, he is in a very good spot for a podium in this season finale.
I want to thank all these guys for making the time for this season coming out. A lot of... I mean, geez, most of this session is a lot of these guys have made just about every race, and if not, they've made nearly all of them. So, congrats to all these guys for an awesome Mazda MX-5 season. Looking forward to the next. The tracks have just gotten better and better. The racing has just gotten better and better. These guys have all improved so much throughout not just the course of this season, but last season as well, and getting new people to join, and the grid's continuing to grow. It's been a lot of fun to keep up with.
Yeah, we had our normal summer slump as everybody's on vacations and taking their summer activities, spending more time outside. However, with this fall coming in, I am excited to see the influx of racers again for our fall and our winter season, our fall and our winter seasons. As Soup sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:28.775 clean lap. That is a massive lap time difference between Soup and everyone else on the track.
Mega Mew does allow Soup through cleanly, so he is now absolutely flying. Only just about 6 seconds away. We'll see if he's able to pull in that gap any further. It's going to need a Herculean effort in two laps to gain that amount of time. He should be right on the back of him at the finish line, though.
Only if he can manage to put in those 1:28s. 1:28s consistently. Mogo's last lap was 1:31 with a 6-second gap. You'd have to have a 3-second pace advantage, and Mogo is one of our faster drivers.
Mogo is doing a great job holding on to the lead. It has to be said, especially with the pressure of a driver that's as fast as Soup coming around with a crazy... He won race 1. He was his main rival in race 1. So we see these three drivers absolutely going at it into the chicane. Oh, a little bit of contact, and
Max Yang unfortunately into the wall. As Horatio looking for a move on left.
Mogo did get in the way of Mogo a little bit. Mogo had to be cautious there, so that might allow with our last... There should be one more lap.
With the wall.
Oh, he makes a big contact. He's got to be... He's got to be close to it.
It looks like the gap is 6 seconds here. As Horatio looking for the move on left sync handle. As there is contact.
Oh no!
And they try to catch it, unfortunately lose the car around the corner here as the lapped cars make their way back through, unlapping themselves. And Max Yang and Horatio join up for another round.
They've got Soup. Got Soup coming through.
With Soup coming through as well. There is a pretty decent gap here. I think you're correct. I think that contact sealed the deal. There's only 30 seconds left, and Mogo is a minute 5 into his lap. There may be one extra lap as long as Mogo doesn't make a mistake. But with that amount of a gap, he may be able to slow down and end it now. If he wants to risk it, it would be close.
It would be close. Oh, at this point, I think he's got to run it back. He's got to run the last lap. Looks like he will.
Yep.
One more lap.
So Mogo
We'll
starts.
see what Soup can do.
Yep, Mogo starts on his final lap here. As Horatio is still looking for moves, we got, looks like Max Yang with a little bit of a moment goes sideways through T1, but it looks like he is back moving again. We've got Sam looking for a move here on Scrub 224. Looks like Woohoo Man is in this party as well, directly in front, but Woohoo Man's up in P6.
An excellent chicane by all three drivers. They do a great job. Now heading into turn 1, Woohoo Man makes a big mistake on the final lap. Oh, that's unfortunate. Sam S.
Yeah,
up
looks
in
like
13th.
he is not racing these guys for position at least. He's got a decent gap back to Rev 174. Directly behind. And the field is pretty spread out, so we should see a finishing position very similar to what we are seeing now, as long as nothing else happens. We've got Mogo coming across the start finish line, and now for his
Wow. Well
finish,
done, Mogo.
we got
Soup
Soup
P2.
coming across P2. We've got Left Sinkado coming across in P9. We got two more drivers coming across. We've got Horatio and Mega Mew coming across in P10 and P18 respectively. We've got Pogo coming across with his P3 finish, and Max Yang coming across in P11. Looks like we've got
We still got Deadly
Daily
Daniel.
Daniel has come across. It's, people are finishing and leaving, and it's mixing up my leaderboard here.
Woohoo Man, waiting for him to come across the line.
Got Scrub
That'll
224
wrap it up
coming
for
across in
P6.
8. Sam P9. Woohoo Man P6. Got a couple cars left to come across the line. We got Rev 174 coming across the line. P7 finish here. Secured.
Aaron K. and Bullet. And then Dan Grealish will be our final driver to cross the finish line. Thank you all so much for tuning in for our Mazda MX-5 Miata finale for the season. It has been a blast to stream with my buddy, my pal, my friend here, Mr. Josh Fulton. Come join us. Check us out at Triple R as we see our last driver cross the finish line. What a season, man. Great job.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun
Excellent
to
job,
broadcast
everyone.
this one. I am super excited for next season and super excited for the GT3 finale on Friday, which we will also be broadcasting. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you check the link in the Discord if you're interested in racing. We race all disciplines, and we are also expanding into iRacing as well.
Turn that camera around on the field. Look at all the guys driving around. Hold on. Look to the right. Down there. Yep. Go check it out. Everybody's doing donuts. Season finale donuts for everyone. It's a good way to end the season. Great job, guys.
Great way to
job
end
to
the
all our
season.
drivers.
Lots
Thanks,
of fun here.
everybody. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.